We're recording. What's up, Tam? Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. This is my friend Tam Truong. Uh, she's a friend of. Wait, no, she's why am I? She's the sister of a friend, and now we are also friends. Wow. She's going to be a freshman at the prestigious University of Houston main campus this fall. She's in the honors college. Might talk about that. Fun or not. And she's studying business, like me. And that's kind of how we got to know each other. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about how we met each other?
Well, I asked my sister about classes and she recommended you to me. So I texted you and here we are. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's straightforward to the point. Um, that's very businesslike. Cool. Um, yeah, and it's been fun getting to talk, getting to know you. You warming up slowly to my weirdness.
Yes.
It's like yeah, like when we were first like just interacting on Messenger and stuff. Like I think I just tried to keep it very business professional.
Right.
I don't know if you got that vibe or not.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. I think, oh man, I talk about this like every other episode. But yeah, when I first get to know somebody, it's my default is always business professional. And then what was it? Like our first Zoom call, our pre-conversation to the podcast. I was just like, screw it, let's be weird.
I did notice that, yes.
Okay, I won't ask you to self-incriminate if you think you're weird or not. But yeah, we can we'll move on. Um, yeah, I think one of the topics that really interested me when we were talking that a few days ago was making friends. And there's a lot of dimensions to that, but you mentioned about how you're excited about the honors college, how people seemed very close to one another, um, and yeah, how you wanted to have that community in person, but unfortunately, it's not there anymore.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't. If you would like to expand on that, like how you're feeling.
Well, I did visit the honors college a couple of times, and every time I came up, I'd see like, I saw the honors college and everybody was just sitting around, drinking Starbucks, obviously, and doing work together. And I was like, well, I kind of wanted that atmosphere for myself because studying together is always fun, and having a lot of close friends is really nice too.
Yeah.
I
For
mean, the
sure.
Starbucks part is very good.
Isn't it though? It just seems like it burns a hole in your wallet.
It does, but
You know,
friendship and
friendship.
Starbucks.
Okay, well we'll get back to friendship. But I wanted to say this one tangent about university Starbucks. They don't. I don't think they allow like gift cards. Maybe they do, but it's definitely no discounts. If there's discounts for out Starbucks in general, they're like, nah, that doesn't apply to university. I'm like, bruh, what the? They just want your money. Okay, rant over. um, I feel like you would have mentioned this, but anyways, uh, going into the honors college, did you know of anybody else coming to? Well, I guess UH in general, and also the honors college.
I don't know of anyone currently in the honors college, but I do have a couple of friends who are like joining the honors college with me. They're different majors though, so
Okay. Well, that's okay. I mean, if you decide to stick with the community of honors and they do as well, like it's good. Like that's one of the cool things about it. Like you don't
yeah.
have to be with just Bauer honors, although most of your time will be spent there. But like the library space is pretty cool. For sure, for sure. Okay. Huh. Well, okay. So that's like a lot less daunting then. Like you're not going into the honors college necessarily alone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. But no one in no business.
No, they're engineering majors. There's like three of them, and they're all engineering majors.
Wow, that's rough. Well, like for them, like engineering is difficult. Or I just most people graduate or need more than 4 years to graduate.
Really?
Like as an engineer.
Oh, dang, that
Yeah.
sounds difficult.
Yeah. It um I I had a friend when I was a freshman. He was a senior. He was also in honors college, um, doing engineering. I think it was a mechanical, and he had to stay an extra semester. But he's really smart. So it's like a combination of having to take like extra honors courses, right? Like human sit is gonna what force an extra seven more 7 or more hours on you just reading your books. So yeah, it's like it's definitely doable, but you have to like spend a lot of time in summer school.
Yikes. I mean, technically, human sit is extra for me too.
Yeah, no English AP credits.
I actually have dual credit, but
Oh, you took dual. I took dual credit too.
yeah.
What is her name? Powell? Is that
Huh?
was it? Never mind. That's a sidebar. um, yeah. So back to making friends. How do you feel about everything online?
Well, it'll be like a lot harder to meet people. I did an orientation online, and basically we met on a Zoom call too, but it's not like I actually met anyone face to face, and you can't really like stay after to talk per se. So we just got on and then listened to the counselors, and then after that, everybody did their own thing. So I don't really like this whole online thing. It's very cold.
Well, you can change the culture. Just in Zoom, you can DM each person individually.
Well, yes,
You
but
can be that girl. um, yeah, no, I definitely get what you mean. Um, hopefully they'll create spaces. Um, but yeah, I guess like you're looking forward to the honors retreat. It's next week,
it's
yeah.
also online.
Yeah, but I feel like I hope at least one of the things that they do is either provide a space or provide people's like at least emails to have to allow students to contact one another,
Hmm.
because yeah, it's a pretty bleak situation. um, oh, but I also told you about this before too. But GroupMe is very big in college, at least at UH. So just get hop into one of those. Although maybe I'm jumping the gun here. I'll make an assumption. but you don't feel like the type of person to exactly post a lot in those giant group chats.
Yeah, not really. I'm more into like close or, smaller groups.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't really know. Well, good luck with that.
Hey.
I mean, I already made this offer before, but you can come hang out with some of my friends at InterVarsity and make friends. Like I think we're a community of people that want to be social and be able to chat and have a nice time with one another. Um, yeah. Anyways, that was my mini plug for Ivy. Um, but yeah, do you plan on looking at online organization fairs? Because there's I don't know if Tal told you, but in the beginning, in the first week of school, there's always a thing called Cat's Back, where organizations gather. Okay, and obviously that's not in person. Um, I think InterVarsity is registered for that. But yeah, I'm sure you'll check that out. You seem like a person that's on top of their stuff.
I mean, I do plan on like joining organizations, but I don't know how that's gonna work with everything being online. It'll
Yeah,
probably be a lot more low key this semester too.
for sure, for sure. But I'll probably be one of your best bets to making friends.
I mean, I'm counting on that, yeah.
You can join the anime club.
There's one at UH.
Yeah, of course.
There's one everywhere, I guess.
Yes. I don't know if there's a K drama club. You should start one. Put it on your resume. Wow. Look at you. Taking initiative, forward thinker. Wow. I already think I should hire you.
Don't you have to
See?
come up with like a really legit purpose for creating clubs?
No, you just need two other people that are like, okay. We have over 500 clubs. Like, there's no way we could. You have that many, and there's like
Purpose?
some low effort ones. Like,
I mean, okay, at Dulles, they started a Korean culture club, and like their purpose was this like giant essay with like, educating people of Korean culture and spreading diversity and all of this other stuff. So yeah,
what did they end up doing?
they hosted this like um kind of show, and it was mostly K-pop. And then they have like regular meetings, and they listen to K-pop in their meetings. I don't know. I haven't ever been to any of their meetings, so
I was waiting for they just watch K dramas.
it was actually huge. There were, I don't know, maybe 100 members.
Makes
Probably
sense.
about as
All
big
right.
as SNHS.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, SHS. I was in that. What? Can I say it in Spanish? Sociedad. I don't remember. Okay, it's Spanish Honor Society in English. Wow. High school. Fun times. Cool. Let's talk about high school then. Wow. Thanks for the transition, Tam. I mean, we could keep talking about friends, but we can morph the two subjects, high school friends. Wow. Because we did talk about this a little bit. feel like yeah, keeping up with your high school friends this
I
summer.
mean, it's only been, I don't know, actually since March. So it's been a couple months, but it hasn't even been that long and nobody's left for college yet. So yeah, I still keep up.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, I don't know. For me, when summer after senior year hit, I yeah, there were a few people I just stopped talking to immediately.
Well, yeah, there's those people too, but
Okay, okay, okay. Well, you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but I'll just, I think you know what's coming. Do you think y'all stay friends? Will y'all be lifelong friends, or do you want to be? Maybe that's a better question.
okay, there are a couple people that I really hope we can stay together as long as possible. I mean, I won't say anything about lifelong friends because forever is a long time.
It's
Or
not
like even the rest of
forever. It's
my
just
life.
until you die.
Well, yeah, but the rest of my life is a long time. And things will change, but I have a couple close friends that I'm hoping I won't grow apart to. But I've already grown apart to a couple of them, so
Mm, you're already what's the phrase? Cleaning house. I don't know if that's the phrase.
well, if you have to say, I wasn't the one drifting apart from them.
Ah, I see. They left you. They left you high and dry. They
Oh
left you at the altar.
my gosh.
Well, I okay. I hope you're the few close ones that you hope to have lifelong friendships with those last. I hope they feel the same. Y'all should talk about it. That'll be really awkward. But yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
will.
But are they Asian too?
Uh, well, most of them are,
I'm
but I
talking
have a
about like the ones you want to be lifelong.
oh
Just
yeah,
to,
I have
okay.
two that are non-Asian.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah, communication, right? Oh, it's a magical thing. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have that conversation with any of my.
I mean, that's something that's hard to bring up.
Yeah. It's like what happened if they're like, yeah, I'm okay, and then you're just like devastated. But isn't
Oh,
I don't know. But isn't it on one hand, isn't it nicer to learn about that sooner than later than to let tend to have a slow death?
well, if you naturally break apart, then like the bad feelings won't be like on that person. So you won't blame them per se.
Mm, that's true. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. 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 But it's only clean if it's like both of y'all mutually wanted to. Well, I don't know if anyone wants to drift, but if both of you are all complicit in drifting, wow, make it sound like a crime. You are guilty. Oh, okay. Well, that'd be fun.
What's
Hopefully, I can meet some of your friends one day and just be like, hey, y'all should have a lifelong friendship conversation.
that'd be even more awkward than if I were to bring it up.
Hey, but I'd like to meet new people. Yeah. If they go to UH, especially, we can have a Zoom call.
I'll let them know.
We can play like Weird games. Not weird
Oh,
games, but
you
like,
froze.
oh, I froze. Oh, hello? Okay. Well, we're back. Internet died. Recording survived. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Um, if it's a black screen,
Friends?
that's okay. What?
High school friends.
High school friends. What about them? Oh, yeah. Wait, okay. I have no train of thought to go off of. Oh, yeah, I was saying, like, we can hang out. Yes. Maybe I'm just being
But
lonely. The truth comes out. Um, yikes. Ooh, are you friends with your sister? I just thought about this.
yes, we're pretty good friends.
Oh yeah, tell me more. You're just gonna leave it at yes. I was like, okay, next question. Tell me more.
I mean, uh, what is there to say? We hang out a lot. Um, I don't know.
Do you talk about the deep stuff?
Well, I guess. I mean, we talk about a lot of stuff. Um, and we play a lot of games together. So I'd say we're pretty close. And we have our share of fights too.
Okay, that would have been like my next question. That's cool. Okay, I guess we won't dive too deep into that then. Um, well, that's cool. That's cool. Huh. Tao. Will she watch this? Probably not, right? Yeah. That's good. Be a friend to a toxic person. Oh, I can see you again. But it's just very laggy. That's okay.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so on this topic of friends being friends with your sibling, I'll share a little bit about my relationship with my sister. Uh yeah, I definitely think we're friends. I feel like it's oh, that's awkward. Well, can you hear me?
Yes, but I can't see you. Okay, well now I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, so we're back. Okay, another jump cut. What was I saying? Stuff about my sister. Yeah, we're friends, pretty close. I feel like it's slightly easier because we're different genders. So I don't know. And I'm the older. Yeah, I'm an older male, so it's like we never really physically fought or anything. We'd argue and fight still, but yeah. And I asked about like the deep stuff because I think my sister and I go pretty deep, and I think we're pretty close to like no boundaries in terms of like what we can talk about. There's still like obviously stuff we choose not to talk about because that'd be awkward. Um, but like I did a podcast episode with my sister, and one of the things we talked about was sex. So we're pretty chill.
I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
yeah, I guess I'm pretty no boundaries with my sister too. And we don't do physical fights. Why did you mention
What I
physical
just
height?
like I don't know. Yeah, that was I didn't intend to like make an assumption about you and your sister. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't physically fight anyone. But I mean, we have arguments and stuff, but we get over them pretty quickly and we talk about pretty much everything. So I don't think there's anything we can't talk about.
Wow. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, okay. Um, whoops. Well, that was a long pause. Let's talk about the honors college again then. You didn't join just for for friends, did you? I mean,
No.
if you did, that's fine, but okay, that's
There's
cool.
a lot of reasons.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Well, one of them was because I kind of liked the support system. I really liked how there was one counselor that follows you through basically your whole 4 years. And like I met my counselor, Colleen. She's like an amazing person. She's like super nice and she tries her best to like help me. And well, she's amazing. So I'm really happy, about it.
Wow. Send this podcast to college. Actually, no, don't. Like, I'm crapping on the honors college so hard. I'm such a bad ambassador. Oh my god. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. Like, if you were to do honors, doing business honors is definitely one of the best. We just have so many resources. But your friends, the engineering ones, are they doing honors too? I don't.
Yes.
Okay, all of them.
Yes.
That's a yikes. So honors engineering is sad.
Oh, really? How so?
it's they just don't have as many resources. Like I can't speak at length about it, but I'm pretty confident that it doesn't come anything close to what Bauer Honors offers their business students. Um, yeah, I do know like in STEM in general, at least like some of my bio honors friends, like you have to appeal for a lot of your courses to count as honors credits. And they just have such limited options. It's
Yeah.
just you really have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Like and that's why a lot of them find themselves like it's not. Like if you're doing like a liberal arts or business, you're fine, right? Or
Mhm.
like, yeah, if you're not, I don't know why you're doing this. But honestly, like, but to be fair, like they can only allocate resources like proportional or like there has to be a rational reason to put resources into it. You're not gonna like in hotel restaurant management, I think there's like two or three host HRM majors, and so they're not gonna get anything. So, um, yeah, I think
Isn't the engineering school at UH pretty like, I don't know, it's pretty like talked about, or at least from what I've seen at UH.
yeah, it's not fun. I
I
mean,
mean, like, their resources should be decent at least with how much, people keep advertising it.
I don't know. I'm not a STEM major. I don't have enough STEM friends to really comment on that. It's like maybe I don't know.
Yikes.
Yeah, yeah. All I can say is the things I've said so far. Yeah. And none of them are good things, but I tend to focus more on the negative. Yikes.
Well, that
Are
sounds
you an
rough.
optimistic person?
No, by nature, I'm more pessimistic, I guess I should say. Yeah.
Yeah. Set the world on fire type.
Well, I wouldn't be the one setting it on fire, but yes.
You don't have to. It's already on fire. That's what as the pessimist. Am I right?
Well, you're not wrong.
Spoken like a true politician. I'm like, that's cool. Hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting topic. You've been pessimistic all your life, most of your life, or was there some traumatic moment that was like, man, life sucks? Like your mom almost died, and then you're just
Oh
like,
gosh.
wow,
No, just
no.
I mean, I've always been kind of analytical too.
Hmm.
Um,
Out of the womb, you came out with a calculator. I was like,
no.
dang. She's gonna be an accountant.
Well, not like that, but I'm more logical, so I don't know. I can't really accept the fluffy things optimistic people kind of think.
Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. That's really interesting. My dad was like telling me earlier today, like happiness and positivity is a choice. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll live longer if you're more positive and happy. That seems to have a pretty good correlation.
Well, it's not like I don't see the positives in things. It's just the first thought is not always the positive one.
Yeah, yeah. I get that. I get that. It's fun. Ooh, dark humor. Oh, I feel like you have a lot of dark humor just like boiling up inside of you. It's just like it's just waiting to come out of your cauldron. What am I saying? Do you make snappy, smart remarks?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay. Why am I trying to read people now? This is weird. I don't do this. Okay. Okay. So I guess you're just really pessimistic about the future, about your school career. Man, everything sucks. I want to be at school.
Well, nothing extreme, but
Nothing
I wouldn't say
extreme.
that like I'm like a huge dreamer where I'm like, wow, I can do anything. I can change the world or anything like that. That's
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Our
I
honors only wants dreamers. Sorry. Okay, that's interesting.
well, of course I like believe that I can do a lot of things and I can do big things too, just not like, you know, that big.
What's your dream then?
Um,
Well, okay, you just said you're not a dreamer, but I ask you, what's your dream?
yeah, I'm more like someone who plans things out and reaches for things I, you know, think is believable and reachable.
Okay. Oh no, interview question. where do you see yourself in 10 years? I'm like, oh, every time they ask that, I'm like, ah, why? Not with this company. Oh, wait, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, like, that was a joke. 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 I'm very uncomfortable now. But yeah, you have that to look forward to. They don't always ask you that, but you should plan on it. I plan to be a partner at this. I don't know. But that's okay. You're not even in school yet. You got a little less. I mean, a little over 1 week. You could dream. Oh my goodness, that makes me think about Is it Star? No, that's the interviewing method. Oh, what am I? Wait, is that? I don't remember. Oh yeah, actionable, relevant. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. That is the interview. Okay. Wow, I'm such a. I don't even remember. My head's flying around. What was I talking about?
Star
Oh, they'll make you do goal statements. Oh yeah, you have to do that, in Bauer Honors.
goals.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like the first time after school starts, I think, that you go to what's it, counseling, advising, they should give you like a sheet of paper to like write down your goals. Yeah. So have fun with
That
that.
sounds like every year in high school.
Yeah, but like you're gonna have to keep seeing your advisor, and then you're gonna have to keep being like, why didn't you make steps towards your goal? Or maybe you are. I'm just being pessimistic. Interesting. But there's power in having a far goal, but like it's baby steps to reach it, right?
Yeah.
What was this section even about? Oh, it was about optimism and dreaming. Interesting. Okay. So no big goals in life. I don't
No
know.
dreams, but
No
yeah,
dreams.
I
What
do
are
have long-term goals.
what are your okay, okay, that's fine. We just use different words.
Well, dreams, to me, dreams are like kind of far-fetched things that may or may not
Hmm.
happen. And you can reach for your dreams, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know how that works. But for me, goals are, you know, doable things. Like, it's not like they're not difficult, they're just more doable.
Okay. It feels more of a semantic issue then.
Yes, ish.
All right. You still haven't answered the question of what are your
Uh,
goals slash dream, but if you don't want to, that's fine. I just kind of,
they're pretty abstract, but
that's okay.
mainly I have this image of like a successful person, and mostly it's so that I can take care of my parents later.
Very traditional Asian stuff. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's so, oh, I like that. Taking care of your parents.
It is traditional, but yeah, and well, also it ties into the whole immigrant thing.
Mm, man. So if you have children, they're gonna be like, nah, put you in a nursing home. Yikes. You gotta give them the hard life.
Oh, that's the real struggle.
You gotta they gotta go
Immigrant,
plant their own and cultivate their own rice. Gotta or you don't eat. Yikes. But yeah, like this topic, I talked about it in one of my past ones, and I I guess I take a more like moderate approach. I think definitely like open to having like my parents live with me. Although you never said if they would, but I'm assuming they might or something. Anyways, like my friend was pretty strongly like, yeah, yeah, I'll take care of them. Like I'll give them money to survive, and they can like live their own life. But I'm gonna go do my own stuff. Okay, that sounds really harsh, but like in my mind, that was essentially what he was saying.
Well, I can understand that, yeah, but for me, it's well, I haven't really thought much about that, but I kind of just thought like they can do what they want. Like they're welcome to live with me if they want to, and if not, then if they just want like a little house by themselves, then that's fine too. I'm good with whatever.
Yeah, I doubt they want that though, unless they're super independent. But okay. All right, all right, all right. Let's chill. You should have that conversation with your parents. I've had that conversation several times.
Yeah, I probably should. I actually haven't. Okay.
Hey, do it tonight. If you don't, well, I'll ask you about it again. I'll keep you again. You won't get away. I okay, that's cool. Anything else you want to talk about?
You got any other topics?
Shake your leg a lot. And now you stopped. Your chair was shaking like crazy.
Was it?
Well, not like well, I could like tell quite easily. But
Um,
do you have
well,
like shaking
fidgety.
leg syndrome?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's okay. I'm yeah. Oh no, it's not PTSD. I was at this. That just reminds me of this professional uh, etiquette lunch I was at. It was for the PPA program, so it wasn't anything too high strung, high stress. But it was kind of like 6 students at a table with like 2 or 3 professionals, and it was supposed to simulate like what eating with a professional would be like and stuff. Um, Man, yeah, got super shy in that space. I don't
Oh,
know. I just like in my mind, I was like, I didn't want to ask stupid questions.
yeah, I feel.
Okay, but like, okay, the point that I was actually trying to get to with the shaking like I shake my leg a lot too. And I was sitting like, I don't, was I sitting right next to the professional? I don't know, but she saw me shaking my leg and she was like, "Don't do that." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, I don't know." Now I just kind of like squeeze my hands or like flex my leg. I just like I want to keep moving. uh, so yeah, things to look forward to
At university.
in life.
Oh,
I mean, just like in the professional world. Unless, yeah, you work at some like millennial Gen Z chill spot, like you're gonna have the corporate world on top of you. Oh, so many stories. Or not. We got a lot of good food. A lot of good free food. That's cool.
Is it free?
Huh?
It's free.
Yeah, free. Doesn't tell you? All the PPA stuff, all the meals, free.
So you just join the PPA program for the free
Oh
food.
my goodness. No. The PPA program is not worth it
The free food.
just for the food. Like the projects they make you do at the end. I mean, they're good for you, but it's annoying. But it's good for you.
What is it like? Good free food.
Hey, depends on how high your standards are. I mean,
Like not pizza, not Chick-fil-A, not fast food type. You know, the
okay,
higher.
I mean, it's all catered, so it's none of those. Um, there's definitely I like I'm trying to remember like something that looked like lasagna or a casserole. That's kind of that does not send a good picture, but there are decent food, but it's not like I'm falling over running to the Melcher to like get my free food. I actually like I was going to the free lunches for the first few weeks, and then I was like, I don't want to get there so early. So, yeah, I it's terrible. I ate cafeteria food instead. I was like, whatever. I want to be in my dorm.
Okay.
um. Well, yeah, that's not a great picture, but
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
I don't think it'll knock your socks off, but
I mean, okay. Anything that's not pizza or Chick-fil-A will probably be very good to me because that's all I've had at every single event in high
Chick-fil-A.
school.
Isn't Chick-fil-A good? When you go into enough like of these
Okay.
professional meeting events, like so many of them do pizza that the few times you get Chick-fil-A, you're like, thank goodness it's not pizza.
Chick-fil-A is good, but I rarely get Chick-fil-A also. So it's
Mm,
mostly pizza.
okay, not a fried chicken type of person.
I
Okay,
am, but nobody ever, gives me fried chicken.
all right, all right.
And also like Chick-fil-A is fried chicken, but it's like sandwiched fried chicken. But I meant like regular fried chicken.
Oh well, they'll give you like the nuggets or the strips like they don't really give out the sandwiches when they cater because it's
Mm,
like
okay, well, but chicken nuggets aren't really my thing. But it's
it's
okay.
literally the same thing. It's just in a smaller bit-sized form. I'm like,
And also not in the normal chicken kind of texture.
it's okay, okay,
It's
okay.
ground meat texture. It's not like, you know, chicken texture.
What do you mean? Like like I don't normally get, but like for their tenders, like their meat in general, I thought they were pretty like they're strip like you can pull it apart and it's
Well, the
fine.
tenders are strip like, yeah, but I meant like I was talking about the chicken nuggets. They're like not strip like, but it's
I don't
okay.
know. Okay.
Anything but pizza is good. Yeah, let's just lower my
Yeah.
standards. Okay.
But at the same time, you gotta be good with pizza and eat it all the
Yeah.
time. Okay. Well, this just feels like we're just randomly rambling and talking
About
about weird things. So I think I'll just cut it here. But that was cool. uh, an assortment of stuff. Uh, how good was it? I don't know. You maybe Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets are not so good. I don't know. But yeah. Okay, weird thumbnail time. Okay. You just have to. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Make a face where you're not smiling. Or do.
Like what?
Eh, alright.
Yeah, just
I'll
stick
work
with
with what I got.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.